video, please let me know. Okay, so the chat seems to be working, the stream seems to be working. Okay, hope now it'll work as it should. Gonna try and fit everything in here. Hi. Okay, I'm gonna try and put this one. Where should I put it? Will it fit in there? Good, okay. I wish I could get rid of the RGB things because I really don't need them. There's so many menus here and it's a bit hard to customize in the beginning. I suppose once I learn it better it'll be okay. And now I have all the grass brushes, which is great. You don't have that in the trial version, which is too bad because that's the reason I wanted. Come on. Okay, fine, stay there, be like that. So I'm gonna use my tablet to paint today. Have a Wacom Intous Pro medium size. I find that the medium size suits me best. And I want to draw some landscape from my from a novel that I'm working on. Let's see, are these the blendable brushes? Round brushes, rollers, lights, blenders, there we go. And I love, if you paint here where it's white, oh, it doesn't, it was just a little bit there that painted. I thought it was gonna blend different things together. Let's see what this brush does. And it's the smooth blender. Let's see, bristle. And I am using the brackets to control the width. Now I don't know what the size of this is. I should probably check. Canvas. Wow, the default is 72. Wow, that is so low. Okay. This is gonna be the ground. This is gonna be the wall. Probably gonna need a beige color for that. That's working really slowly. As you can see, my mouse was here. It does not want to go outside of the program. So usually the panels in Photoshop or Clip Studio Paint, like you can take them outside of your program, of the main window, but here it doesn't work and it's a bit disappointing, have to admit. I wish I could disable these here. I can't seem to drag them out. Okay, fine. It's kind of occupying my space with all of these information here at the bottom, which I don't really need. I'm not happy with this. It's pretty useless now to have a navigator, which is too bad because I really wanted to keep one, so I kind of show you guys in one corner how the whole image should look like. And oh no. Okay, does this take it down a level? No, I want it. Oh, here we are. So these are the arrows. Because you can't drag and drop a layer like in Clip Studio Paint or in Photoshop, so I'm gonna keep going, reminding you guys about those. And just to have a comparison between the two programs. And I haven't saved, so I'm gonna save Paint Store. It's gonna be really hard to read under those. Why is it not selecting? There you go. Well, it's having a hard time calculating for this one. Let's try a different brush. Oh no. That's doing a rainbow for some reason. Let's see what this one does. No, I don't really need this one either. The dirt one is the one I'm kind of looking for. Let's see if I fiddle around with these ones. Will it make it work easier? Nope, it's unusable. And I'm not even working on a very big canvas. I tried to work on a bigger one and it was really hard to use. Where were the blenders? Blenders, okay, so it's the drop thing. Why is it so hard to use? Like, I don't know what supercomputer they're using, but like they don't really even have that many tutorials online. If you go and look for Paintstorm videos, there are not that many. Definitely not a lot of people using it. Um, the ridiculous 20-minute trial is probably one of them. Like, there's so many options here, which is great, but you really don't have time to in 20 minutes to look at them. Come on. Doesn't want to paint? Fine. I'll use the old-fashioned brush that every program has, and it's uh, not really that interesting. Simple brush. Just pretty much the only one that seems to work here, so okay, we'll use that. Is this one even doing anything? Okay. Yeah, very hard to use. I mean, I love the brushes, but it's such a pain. And you can get these brushes in Clip Studio Paint, I'm sure. They have a lot of blending brushes. Let's see what this one does. Like, I have to press really hard into my tablet to use this one. I'm not sure what the issue is. And it's not... Okay, let's see. The main blending brushes. Let's see what this one will do. Um, don't know if I have any way of controlling the angle other than being vertical like that. Because it's pretty annoying that I can't lock it, and I haven't seen any options to do that online. This is just blurring everything, which is not what I want. So I want to do a really big statue here. I'm gonna go a little bit darker. Okay, I gotta connect it to some electricity. Okay, so I'm using a new chat system. Hope it's working. Have two people watching, so hi there. Okay, let's get out the blending brushes, see if I can blend this into something nice. Not this one, definitely. See, simple blender. Ah, horrible blender. Okay, let's... Oh, no. I'm gonna have to start writing down which are the brushes that I like. Because it's really hard to remember them. Why is it so dark? No, not this one. I'll just use brushes for now. Blenders are not on my side today. Save. It's so hard to use. Everything looks like crap. Oh, turn. Like, there's gotta be a way to turn this brush around. No. Let's put it in a circle. Maybe that's what I did last time. Probably. Seems like it. I'm getting more what I remember. But it's blending too much. Do I have a... I guess I can use opacity, but I'm looking more for the strength or percentage of the blending. Now the statue is kind of crooked, I think, so I'm gonna rotate it a bit. And now I'm gonna try and do kind of the rock face. And I'm gonna look for some reference images. Let's see, cliff, Grand Canyon, to kind of get an idea of how the stone would look. So these are from sedimentary rocks that are really easy to carve in, so uh, I'm gonna try and do that as well. So I'm gonna look at the images again. So very layered. So lighter on the top side, darker on the lower side. Vertical is gonna go towards more reddish. And the brush I was using was something wet dirty. Okay, it's a lot of detail there. I want the color amount. Okay, there it is. Hi Ada, how are you? How's it going? I'm trying out to learn how to draw in Paintstorm. No problem, happy to have you here. I'm trying to draw some Grand Canyon cliffs. There's just so many options and buttons in this program. I'm trying to figure it out. What was the color? Amount button. There we go. At the moment, I'm kind of trying to draw some cliffs, some stone, but I'm having trouble using the brushes, so I'm kind of trying still to figure out how the buttons work in this thing. And I keep going to the normal brush because I'm having trouble using the other brushes. As you can see, this program has so many options, it's kind of easy to get lost in, so I'm trying to figure out how to draw it. Okay, so it's got several layers up here. Hey, Toaster Struder, how are you? Can you hear me okay? You can hear me just fine. Okay. I'm trying out a new program, PaintStorm. I mean, I had it for a long time, but there have been some issues with the registration, and also it wasn't working too well for streaming, so now I'm kind of trying to get back into it. And I've forgotten even the little um, commands I knew about it. And I think I'm gonna abandon drawing the Grand Canyon here, because it's just too much detail and I'm not good at it, so erase. Let's see, where was the blending brush? And I had one I liked. I think this one was it. No. Maybe. Oh, the blending is working so hard. Let's see if I can. Nope, this one doesn't even want to work. Okay. Have you ever used PaintStorm? Blech, looks horrible. I have not. It has a lot of good things and a lot of bad things. So it's very good for concept art, but there are not that many tutorials online, and it's really hard to find a way to know how to work it. I mean, I saw some tutorials on how to do some really specific things, so if I followed those tutorials, it was easy to get what I wanted, the result. But if I go off script and I try to learn myself how to do some things, then it quickly gets really tough to find out how to do stuff. And you see here, you have a lot of grass brushes. So those are really nice. And like you can easily draw all the grass you want. And get a really nice look for it. And I think I should have put this other one on the brown one on a different layer. So I'm gonna cut it here, and Control Shift V doesn't work. Let's see, Control V. Yep, it puts it in the right place. Yeah, like I said, there's so many useful things in it, but look at all of these buttons, and there are not a lot of tutorials, and it's just super hard to find anything. I mean, you have this brush in Photoshop and Clip Studio Paint as well, but it's not as good and easy and get like this super great effect instantly. Foreground. And okay, let's say I want to put my shepherd here and I put a new layer, and I can't rename it exactly. I have to, with double click, sorry, I have to go to rename. Shepherd. And I'm gonna do the big bear bison thing because I'm drawing some alien mice in an underground cavern, and they're herding bison sheep, huge bison sheep, something like that. So I'm gonna just draw the silhouette of it. And it's gonna be darker, that leg in the back. And this one here. And I wanna have like big antler things. And the eye drop thing is the blending brush set. I really like how it preserves the saturation of the colors. Like if you mix green and red, it's not gonna give you crappy brown. So I got back into PaintStorm because they had done some updates. And before I couldn't even stream with it. It was using all of my um, graphics card, and I couldn't even like tell it, hey, leave some for me. I need to stream. But they seem to have fixed that. I mean, I can paint now, um, when I'm using the stream. Yeah, uh, I got it a year ago, I think, and I couldn't stream with it. And I did some concept art by myself, but since I have Clip Studio Paint, I didn't really need to use PaintStorm. And you can get some pretty good results with Painstorm if you know what you're doing. I mean, you can check it out online, see what other people that know the program better than me have done. I would say for $20, what I paid when I think it was some kind of discount event. So when I paid $20 for it, for me it was definitely worth it to kind of have fun with it and try and learn it. Because once you do, the results are really interesting in what you can achieve with it. Also, I'm not that good at doing concept art yet, so I'm kind of still trying to learn that as well. I don't like it blends the edge. Come on. I have to. As soon as it touches the other color, the brush gets dirty. Fair bit cheaper than a lot of other digital illustrations program out there. Yeah, but it doesn't do much. Aside from concept art, I don't think it's that good for anything else. I use Clip Studio Paint to do my comics because it's very good at that. The vector line art is amazing in Clip Studio Paint. What program do you use? So I would recommend Paintstorm, to have fun in. But I wouldn't recommend it for anything else at the moment. I mean, as a beginner in it, it'll be pretty frustrating and I think annoying to use. Definitely not a beginner digital artist program. You won't know what half the stuff is and be even harder to find the stuff that you do know. Well, technically speaking, I don't use programs on a regular basis, but Krita is what I use. Oh, that's nice. I've heard a lot of good things about Krita. I haven't ever used it because I didn't need to. I had other programs already when I found out about Krita. I have a bit of white there. I'm gonna need to erase it. Yeah, Krita is pretty good, even if I had some difficulties with wrapping my hand around it first. Uh-huh. Like I said, I've never used Krita, so I wouldn't know what to say. I think I looked at it once, but I do not remember much of it. So I'm gonna try and get all of those white spots out. Because as you've seen, it needs just one white pixel and then it blends me white in the picture even though that's not what I want. So that is not fun for me. I'm gonna try and remove that. There's so many little things that kind of get in my way and annoy me in this program. Okay, so my wet and dirty brush. And that's seriously the name of it, wet dirty. Like I'm not making it up. And always remember to save, kids. Control S seems to work for everybody. And now I take it back to its custom form. And let's see if I can get some more texture in there. Because this is what attracted me to this program, the textures. Very important, very. Yeah, I was watching someone stream online here at Picarto, and they like painted for a whole bunch of time, and they were using some program like, I don't know, Krita or something else that is new and free. I don't remember the program. And so I suspect that they were pretty new to digital art, because usually once you start to get into digital art, you're gonna choose a different program that gives you more things like either Clip Studio Paint or something else like that. So I suspect they were pretty new, since they painted so much, like they nearly finished their drawing and then their computer crashed and they didn't save anything and they were crying online. And I was like, how did you not save? And I was like trying to comfort the person and like, it's gonna be okay, next time you save. And they were like, no. So I know I feel for the person. It's happened to me too when I was little, but I think I saved pretty much from the beginning. It's just that sometimes you do forget to save. Yeah, it was tragic. I worked in animation as well, and another thing that would happen, it was almost done rendering, left after rendering for hours and hours and centuries sometimes. And then you would get an error when it's 99% rendered, and you would lose all of that. And when you have an exam the next day, it's not fun. Like you lose a whole hour of night sleep trying to render something and then it doesn't work. Tragic indeed. Like for my exam, so I had to do a short animation, and what happened was that we had our studio. It was only one sound editing studio, and we had to take turns using it. And I rendered my animation because we had to do it Dolby Surround 5.1, and so I did. Oh, I think this brush is colored. Yep, it's colored. I want normal color. Yeah, I've heard countless animated horror stories of that nature, especially with Flash. I used After Effects for that. I've always preferred to use After Effects for animations. And anyway, so I render my animation for the exam, and then out of all the things that could have happened, because I took precautions for everything that my friends told me and things that I've heard, and um, so I made the CD with my animation exam, and the the plastic, the coating off the back fell. So um, let me show you. So the shiny thing, the silvery rainbow thingy, fell off a piece of it from the back. So now I had like a transparent hole in my CD, so obviously the exam CD did not work. And I was like, no. Fortunately, like the teachers knew what my exam was anyway, and because they had seen it the day before. Um, so yeah, I was like, okay, yeah, we know it. You probably changed some details to it. And I was like, yeah, I changed this and that. I'm like, yeah, insignificant anyway. We know what crap you did. Get out of here. And that was so weird. And I think I used the computer from the studio anyway, and I didn't have the sound anymore because I it takes a long time to render. And like, yeah, we remember what sound you had. It was horrible. Why is it a different color? Here. Like seriously, where is it getting the color? Opacity, color amount, it is normal. Wow, yeah. That's all I can say. Yeah, it was horrible. And I wasn't the only one that had issues. And every year somebody has issues. I just thought I wouldn't be that student that didn't do their stuff right. And I wouldn't be the one that's getting embarrassed. You know, you always think it's gonna happen to someone else because no, I'm organized. It's not gonna happen to me. Is it hard to animate? Um, for me, it's not as hard as doing integrals and doing the stuff that my husband does because he's a physicist. So it's not, I wouldn't say it's hard. It's very labor and time consuming, that's for sure. Like it takes so much time and you have to have a lot of patience. But you know, if you like what you're doing and you're enjoying yourself, I don't think it's hard. Let's see, do I have a hairbrush here? Lawn. I think that might be able to work as a hairbrush. Oh, that sucks. What do you mean, what you don't like? I think I'm gonna end up using the grass brush for hair on the animal. Let's see if I can do it. Nah. I can't control the rotation of the brush. I can do this in Photoshop really easily. On Clip Studio Paint, I have to always remember because it's so hard to rearrange anything in a brush in Clip Studio Paint. I'm kind of sad about that. So often I end up using like free programs to do what I want, and like I use Clip Studio Paint for the line art, and then Photoshop for arranging my stuff and adding the textures. But then I go back into Clip Studio Paint for the blending. And that's how it is. If I can have one program to do everything I want perfectly and like read my mind so I don't have to configure anything ever. Because I've already configured my Photoshop, you know, and like if another painter wants to use my Photoshop, they'll be a bit confused with the keyboard shortcuts. Like every artist has their own keyboard shortcut preferences, so then when somebody else comes, it's confusing. And it happens when I go to try and use somebody else's computer or they try to use mine. It's always that. I remember when I worked at a video game company and my colleague, we were looking for something and trying to make something in for the textures for a program for a game, sorry. And She sat at my desktop and she was like, "Oh, you have different undo buttons." Cause yeah, I'm using the old undo button, so just Control Z, and they've changed it in Photoshop. It's not Control Z anymore for undo, even though everybody else uses Control Z to undo. Photoshop decided, oh no, it's gonna be Control Shift Z because that's how we want it. And Control Z is only gonna undo one step, but if you want to undo more, you have to press Shift. And it's starting to look better. It's starting to look like what I wanted it to look. Oh, it makes a different layer? Really? Fine. I mean, I've always seen Control Z only undo one step both when watching art streams and when doing own digital art. Mm, yeah, maybe it's a new fad, but it wasn't like this when I started out digital painting 10 years ago. Let's see, can I merge? Yep. So I've kind of stuck with that. Because, for example, if you're using Word or, I don't know, just pretty much any program, um, Control Z is gonna undo more than one step. As much as it's saving, that's what it's gonna undo. So since I was used with that, I saw no reason to change. And I'm gonna have one leg behind. Okay, let's see. Blending brush with dirty. Well, it's been fun, and I know that I haven't been on for long, but I'm going to head out now. Okay, take care. Thanks for coming by. Haven't eaten breakfast yet. Yeah, me neither. I was planning to wake up earlier to do the stream, but so much for my plans. I like sleeping. You're welcome. Bon appetit. I oh it's 12. I want some tea. Mm, I don't have any mug. Boy, Maus? Maus mi o canas chai te rog. Te rog, merci. Rasfats. Sarımını. Marzalim. If I wasn't gonna be so hot. Yeah, should have. Bison are cute. Yeah, they're supposed to be sheep bison something. Oh yeah, I have to use the arrows to move stuff around. Okay. And I'm gonna try and lighten that guy up. And let's see what brush I can use for that. So Ada, if you don't have the what's it called? My Photoshop CD anymore, you can use Krita or Paint Tool site to paint. Have you found the tablet pen? I don't have spray in this program. Flat bristle brushes. I think this is where I found some of those brushes I liked. And I'm gonna set this to screen. I have to go as well. Bye. Have a nice day. It's about 12 at your time. Yes. Take care. Thanks for coming by. I'm gonna shrink it a bit. And it does not have layer detection. Too bad. Background bison. And let's see if I can fix this wall quickly. Yeah, no, not that one. Dirty impression. No. Let's see. Am I still streaming? Yep, seems to be. I'm gonna check. Seems to still be working. Okay. No, not this one either. What is. What did I use a few seconds ago? Yeah, this one, I think. But it's not working that great. Always the brushes that I like most are the ones that are having a hard time working. I like that I have like a mixing tray there. I like that so much. And I'm gonna try and make it look like it was carved out of the stone, not that it was placed inside there. See if I can manage that. Yeah. Let's see if I can get that darkness in there. Oh, this brush is so hard to control. Kind of feel like at a rodeo, to be honest. You never know what's gonna happen with your brush strokes. Better save. This is a neat brush. If I can learn to use it to sketch stuff. I feel like me and this brush can be good friends. Now if this went the direction I wanted, it'll be great. Oh, that's a nice color. Now browns can be your friend, and you can make some pretty interesting things with browns and grays. I totally recommend them. Okay, so I remembered it's dirty in paso oil. Okay, because I'm gonna wanna lighten up some of these areas. Yeah, screen. Opacity. Multiply. And screen again. And normal. Okay, I was dirty pass oil. I think I'll need to use the blending. To be honest, I think I prefer the blending in Clip Studio Paint. I feel like it does a better job. Come on, brush, rotate the right way. Whoa. Hard to see which of them I want. It's starting to look more like rock. Probably if I worked more on it. But I'm gonna not put too much time in it at the moment, because it's already getting a bit late. I'm gonna have 30 more minutes, and I think I'm not gonna do another illustration. I wanted to do two like I did last time, but I don't think that's gonna be possible anymore. Okay, I'm gonna use the normal brush to define some of the layers again of stone. So this one's on top, and then that one's a bit lower. And this one goes kind of deep inside. And I'll actually have a bit here in the crack as well. And that one like that as well. Kind of try and show, looks kind of like a stair. put some lighting there as well. Gonna make another layer. Let's see if it works. New layer, and I'm gonna rename it to sun rays. Oh, and I have a gradient here. Let's see how it works. Okay, I don't want this. I want gradient with transparency. And I can add it to screen. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna erase this part now because it's a bit too harsh. And I'm gonna try and do another gradient. See opacity, there we go. Well, that's not very transparent. What is wrong with it? Oh, that was for the brush. No, it's for the eraser I'm working on. Okay. Oh, here is the opacity. Got it. Yep. Yeah, it's a lot better. And I'm gonna make another layer with shading. Rename this. And it's gonna be multiply. opacity. Okay. And that went too dark too fast. Yep, so I think I'm gonna end it here. For those of you watching the recording, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it, and see you next week. Bye bye, everyone.